Hey y'all, it's Amber. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Whether you're a first time visitor, returning viewer, subscriber, welcome. I'm happy to have you. I filmed this video in the beginning of May, and I just, for whatever reason, have not had the time, patience, effort, or energy to edit it. But I'm finally getting to it today, so I wanted to pop in and let you know that this was pre-filmed at the beginning of May, but I still wanted to use it. I'm very proud of the footage, and I'm proud of how I'm working my way through this TBR, and I want that to be context for when I do my half a year wrap up coming up in the month of June, and just basically outlining everything that I've read. So if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you can be aware every single time I make an upload. And with that, let's get into our May TBR. Life be life, and y'all, that's all I can say. Anyway, I am here for my May TBR. I have recorded a TBR video every month this year with the exception of January, and for whatever reason they just don't see the light of day. I will be doing a book haul very soon of all of the books that I have acquired during quarter 1. Today we're going to bring back the popular TBR cards. It's very much giving spring, even though there is no season attached to these, I don't believe, because I need to revamp my TBR jar. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm shuffling them up a little bit because I did put some cards back in here. I think I am going to pull, we'll just see how many books, how many prompts we're going to pull. There are some e-arcs that I would like to read in the month of May. I'm going to pop pictures of them up here. So far, I think there are 5 of them that I want to read, and they're coming out. I'm really in my mood for my e-arcs. So I am going to prioritize those books before I get into my physical books. I think my goal for May is going to read 10 books. So I think I'm going to pull 6 cards, just one bonus to grow on. Hopefully I can read them. If I don't, it's all right. The world won't end. And even if I don't get to all of the e-arcs, it's fine. Also, shout out to my girl Wit. I'm going to link her channel down below. My favorite podcaster. And yes, I am biased, but she's genuinely a good podcaster. So I'm going to leave her link down below. I do know that she is going to be bringing some bookish things to her channel and some more additional content, and you don't want to miss it. So make sure you subscribe to her channel as well. So with that being said, all right, first card. Y'all will see it before me. Read a nonfiction book. All right, well, I mean, seems pretty straightforward. So I think I'm going to pull maybe 3 options for each because I am a very indecisive girly, and then we'll decide from there. So let me pull 3 nonfiction books. Actually, y'all come with me. Come on. All right, I have my nonfiction. I have a few in here, but most of them are actually up here. So let's see. What am I in the mood for? First and foremost, let me go ahead and pull my girl Malala, because I just got this fairly recently. I want to say in maybe February, and I have been wanting to get to it. I enjoyed her first memoir. I'm also kind of intrigued about the FBI file with Malcolm X. I have been intrigued by A Black Girl in the Middle. I'm also going to pull, what do I want to read? One of those. I don't think so. I'm gonna pull this one, and then there's a Disney one that I'm gonna pull, so I'll be back. All right, I pulled a couple of options for a nonfiction read, and we have Women in the Valley of the Kings, basically talking about women Egyptologists. I love reading about Egypt. I love reading about Egyptology. I love just everything Egypt. If you ask me what my dream destination is, it is and has always been Egypt. Another one is Finding My Way by Malala Yousafzai. I read her first book that came out where she talked about her experience with the Taliban and her recovery process and healing. Oh, it has pictures on the inside. I love that. And I've just followed Malala's story. I love that she is an advocate for girls and specifically education. I am Malala as the one. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm leaning heavily towards this one, but there's another that I'm considering. Disney Adults, Exploring and Falling in Love with a Magical Subculture. And I mean, enough said. I love Disney. I'm a Disney adult. So if I'm going to be brutally honest, I am torn between Malala and Disney Adults. I think I'm going to pick Disney Adults. And this has everything to do with the line of work that I am about to go through. I did create my own travel business. I am an independent contractor through a host agency. And I'm really excited to go through my training and become a certified Disney travel agent. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and read Disney Adults for my nonfiction book. So excited for that. Book number 1. Let's get to prompt number 2. Let's see. Choose a comedian memoir. I do not have one, so let's pull a different one. Choose a book by an indie author. This is gonna require some research, so had to do a little research for it. So we are back, but I have 4. One is The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. First of all, Amber Nicole is literally my name. Literally my name. So I'm really intrigued. I've been wanting to read The Book of Azrael for a really long time, and I am in a fantasy mood. So I'm really leaning heavily towards this one, but we have a couple more options. Emily Henry, though popular, is apparently an indie author, and I've heard mixed reviews about Great Big Beautiful Life, and I'm really intrigued by it. I've only read a couple of her books, and I think she's a really great author. I don't think she is one of my favorites, but I've enjoyed both of the books that I've read from her. So I'm highly considering that as well. The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop, which is the second book in the series. The first one is Only for the Week, and I really love that one. This book just came out, so I mean, it's fresh on my mind, it's fresh on my TBR list, and why not read a new book? And then last but not least, another option is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which is starting a new series, more specifically a romance series. So I think if I'm being most honest with myself, I'm going to put Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez to the side. And I'm really torn between The Book of Azrael and The Art of Loving You. I don't know, y'all. I think I do. I think we're going to go ahead and go with The Book of Azrael. I feel like if I don't read it now, I will never get to it. And I have the Kindle edition as well, so I can switch back and forth between both. So for my book by an indie author, I am going to pick The Book of Azrael by an author who literally shares my legal name. Natasha, I'm going to put you to the side, sis. All right, prompt number 3. Read the first book that is on your TBR list. First book on my TBR list. All right, so for the first book that is on my TBR, that is Before We Were Innocent by Ella Berman. And I know I've had this book for years because I'm pretty sure I put it in my classroom. All right, I am back. Let's go with prompt number 4. Choose a motivational book to read. Well, I have one in mind, actually. Hold that thought. For a motivational book to read, I put this book to the side earlier because I feel like this perfectly fits the prompt, and that is Everyday Magic by Maddie James. When did I get this book? A year ago. It says you can't be everything to everyone, but you can do what matters, so you can live more. And that is where I'm at in life, okay? I am rediscovering my whimsy. I am creating joy and magic where there is none, and I am living my life. And it says, in this book, Maddie shows you how, helping you to evaluate the tasks and decisions you face in your daily life to make sure everything in your life is magic, meaningful, aesthetically pleasing, goal-oriented, intentional, and consistent. Point blank period. I've been looking for an excuse to read this book. Not that I ever needed one in the first beginning, but we're just going to use that for my motivational book to read. Okay, so far we have 4 prompts down, 2 more to go. You'd think I'd read it. Choose a fantasy book to read. Woo! I've been wanting to get into my fantasy bag. Let us see. Here we go. We have 4 choices. The Wicked Seed by Jordan Stephanie Gray. I literally just got, and I started hearing some rumblings about it. And this is a Disney retelling, and there is a particular video I would like to record around Disney retellings and reading. So I think this could give me the motivation that I need to go ahead and get that done. We have The Rose Bargain. I just bought the second book, The Thorn Queen. And again, I heard nothing but great things. And The Rose Bargain is a romantasy. And then came Our Inheritance by Camilla Cole. She does have some other fantasy reads that are likened to Fifth Wing, but if I'm gonna be reading a book about dragons and stuff, I don't know that I would want to read that, which is why I grabbed An Arcane Inheritance. And then I also picked The Hunger Games because, y'all, apparently all of the booktube books are based on The Hunger Games, and I don't want to read any of them until I read The Hunger Games because I want to be able to see the comparison that others are making, and I don't want my viewpoint to be tainted by me reading those books first instead of the OG original. So that is why I put this as an option. Now, am I in the mood for a romantasy, the OG, or romantasy with dark academia twist? I don't know, y'all. Let me read through these first chapters and see if that helps. Okay, we're gonna put The Hunger Games to the side. We'll come back to it. because there's also another video that I'm thinking for that. So now we're between an Arcane Inheritance and the Rose Bargain, and I think I'm leaning towards the Rose Bargain because, again, I'm already getting some of that darkness in the Book of Azrael, and I don't know that I want to read two quote-unquote dark books in the same month. So we're going to put that to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the Rose Bargain. And like I said, this is a romantasy, and I think it has to do with fae. This is going to be my fantasy pick for the month. All right. What I about to say? What I do with my stack? Wrap 3 books from your shelf and unwrap 1 to read. We'll still do that. Do I even have wrapping paper? We'll put this back because I don't think I have wrapping paper. Read a book by a new to you author. Well, that's easy enough. New to me author. I have put this book on my TBR at least like thrice now, but it is Church Girl by Naima Simone, and it says she's a preacher's daughter, a runaway bride, and now the not quite qualified nanny for a sexy tattoo artist with a beautiful daughter and a dirty mouth. What's a bad boy to do with a woman like her? Everything. I mean, what more do you need? I am going to pick Church Girl by Naima Simone. All right, just to recap, a nonfiction book that I am going to read is Disney Adults, Exploring and Falling in Love with the Magical Subculture by A.J. Wolf. Book by an indie author is going to be The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. Next is read the first book that is on my TBR list. So this is the oldest book on my TBR list, and it was actually in my classroom as well, and that is Before We Were Innocent by Ella Berman. My motivational read is Everyday Magic by Maddie James, and I am looking forward to continuing exploring my whimsy, tapping into my whimsy and exploring my magic. A fantasy book to read, and for that I chose The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, book by a new to me author, and that is Church Girl by Naima Simone. Thank you for hanging out with me thus far. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. I would love for you to tell me in the comments what books you are going to be reading in the month of May. There are also some new releases that are coming out, but I am not going to be prioritizing them because the new releases that I am interested in, I am going to be reading through NetGalley. So with that being said, I will see y'all next time. Bye.